Hello, boys and girls. Mr. Giomini. I wanted to come to a little review for today's lesson, lesson 7.3, parallel and perpendicular lines. A lot going on here, so let's take a look at what we have. First thing I notice when looking at this illustration above is I have line L. Line L is parallel to line M. Those two lines are parallel. Again, parallel lines never touch. They will never intersect. So I have line L is parallel to line M. Now I see this other line coming across, and it's great that it's labeled with a T, because that is a transversal. A transversal is a line that cuts across a pair of parallel lines. Now when that happens, there's a bunch of special relationships that occur. Okay, first thing I notice is I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 angles. And all those angles are formed by really two vertices. So angles 1, 2, 3, 4, they all share that vertex in the middle. Angles 5, 6, 7, 8, they all share this vertex. Now we have some terms here. We have vertical angles. We have corresponding angles. We have alternate interior angles, alternate exterior angles. A lot of terminology. Looking at vertical angles. Vertical angles share the same vertex, but they do not share a side. They are opposite each other. So everything of vertical, I think of opposite. They are opposite each other. So they're always going to be opposite each other. Now, let's take a look. They never share the same side. So we might want to say that 3 and 4 are opposite each other. But if I look at angle 3, and there's angle 3 there. And if I go to trace over angle 4, notice how angle 3 and angle 4 share this side. Well, because they share a side, they can't be vertical angles. The only thing vertical angles share is a common vertex. Now, looking at 3. What is the only angle that it shares a vertex with? Well, it would have to be the one that's opposite, which would be angle 2. So I could say that angle 3 and angle 2 are vertical angles. They share a vertex, but nothing else. Now, focusing in on the same part up here. Focusing on the same part up here. What is another set of vertical angles up top there? If 2 and 3 they share the same vertex. They are opposite each other. Opposite sides are transversal. One's inside, one's outside the parallel line. The other one must be 1 and 4. Okay, so we have angle 1 and angle 4 are also vertical angles. Now let's go to the other part with this other vertex. Again, share a same vertex, not a same side. So if I'm focusing on angle 5, and let's look down here, we'll change the color here. So angle 5, its angle that is opposite it, doesn't share a common side, just a share vertex, would be angle 8. Because angle 7 and 5 share this side right here to each other, so they can't be vertical. Angle 5 and 6, they share this side together, so they cannot be vertical. Angle 5 and 8 don't share a side. And the other set of vertical angles on this would be then angle 6 and angle 7. Notice how I'm labeling the angles with that little kind of almost looks like an inequality symbol. Okay. Now we have corresponding angles. Now corresponding angles are nice because they are on the same side of the transversal as each other. So if I take a look, here's my transversal. I'll hide the entire thing. There's my transversal. Now I'm looking for angles that correspond with each other. Now what they mean by correspond, I always like to do this when I'm doing these vertical angles. Corresponding angles. Let me highlight this green, this straight angle here, and line M here. Corresponding. Notice how 1 is on top of the parallel line and to the left of the transversal. So to find angle 1's corresponding angle, it must be on top of the other parallel line and to the left of it. So looking down here now at these 4 angles. Which one's on the top of the parallel line? Well, we're looking at 5 and 6. Which one's on the same side of the transversal? Now we've just eliminated 6, it's 5. So corresponding angles are on the same side of the transversal and are on the top or the bottom of the parallel line. Another set of corresponding angles on this. Let's focus on angle 8. So if I look at angle 8, first thing I notice, angle 8 is to the right of the transversal. I also know that angle 8 is below this parallel line. What other angle is below the parallel line and to the right of the transversal? If you said angle 4, you are correct. All those angles are equal, meaning they are congruent. So if I were to say that angle A equals 135 degrees, or angle 8, excuse me, which I don't know for certain, that means angle 4 would also equal 135 degrees. And if that equals 135 degrees, that means angle 1 is 135 degrees because they are vertical angles and they are congruent. So if angle 8 was 135 degrees, its vertical angle would also be 135 degrees, which is angle 5. So we also have those vertical and corresponding angles being congruent to each other. All right, let's take a look at two more. We have alternate interior, alternate exterior. Interior, exterior. Okay, interior angles, I think of interior, I'm decorating the inside of my house. Exterior, I'm doing something on the outside of my house. I think of the house right here. If L and M were to connect on the sides there, there's the inside of my house. Alternate means on other sides of each other, opposite sides of each other. So I'm looking at alternate interior angles. Well, angle 3 is inside. Now it's on the same side as 5, so it's not alternating, it's just inside. But alternating means the other side of transversal. The other angle that is congruent to and is the alternate interior angle of angle 3 would be angle 6. Again, they're both on the inside if I were to connect these parallel lines, and they're alternating sides of the transversal. So one's on the left side transversal, the other's on the right side transversal, and they are congruent to each other. The other set of alternate interior angles would be, let's circle 6. Well, again, we only have two angles left, angle 5 and angle 4. They are alternating sides of the transversal, and they are both inside of this box. So we have angle 5 and angle 4 are alternate interior angles. If we take a look now at alternate exterior, let's take a look. If this here is the interior, then I guess the other part is the exterior, or the outside. And they are alternating exterior. So if I have angle 1 here, its alternate exterior angle that is congruent to it would be angle 8. So those two are congruent to each other. If I had angle 2, let's change colors there. Angle 2, it's alternate, meaning opposite side transversal. Exterior, outside of the inside of the parallel lines, would be angle 7. So angle 2 and angle 7. That means they are alternate exterior, which means they are also congruent. So all of these are going to be congruent. So alternate interior angles are congruent to each other. Alternate exterior angles congruent to each other. Vertical angles congruent to each other. Corresponding angles congruent to each other. Hope this helps you out. Take care. Bye.